Top of the morning, top of the morning, top of the morning, man. All right, y'all. I got 2 hours on here, man. I ain't gonna be long, just jumping on here. Had a couple reactions. I was gonna do them offline, but I was like, you know what? I'm gonna just go live till 10 o'clock. I gotta leave at 10 o'clock. So I'm gonna go live, just knock out a couple, something that caught my interest that I wanted to react to. Shout out to everybody up in this thing, man. It is Friday, man. Happy Friday to all you mother out there in the world. You know what I'm talking about? Hey, shout out to everybody that's been supporting the reaction channel, man. Everybody that's been smashing the like, been hyping me up, been going crazy. The channel, is building. You know, we just hit 21K. We just hit 21K. It's moving fast because we hit 20K like last week. So we going crazy, man. We averaging 1,000 every couple days, man. Let's do it up. Let's do it up. All right, but look, this is what we're gonna do, man. I ain't gonna be too long. I want to watch a couple reactions. Now, I think I want to start with this one though. Hold on. No, you know what? I'm gonna start with the Snoop Dogg one. Snoop Dogg one is a hot one going on right now. You know what I mean? That's very close because we know all parties involved, but I wanted to get caught up on that real quick. See if this video gives us more details. Snoop and Daz is going at it right now. You know what I mean? West Coast legends, man, in the music business, going at it right now. We did a reaction to a Sacramento cop that arrested somebody, took their fentanyl, and then went back to the police department and smoked it and got fired for it. Well, he's back in the press right now, this time for going on a chase, a high-speed chase, and killing his son, stabbing his son to death. Sad situation. Rest in peace to the young man. But we're going to react to that. This R. Kelly tape. This is a throwback. Some of y'all was probably too young to remember this shit, but it was viral. I just wanted to get caught up on the R. Kelly, that tape. I don't know how that tape was getting around in the ghetto and everybody was buying it, which is crazy because when you look at it, if it's a minor on the tape, it was child pornography. But they was selling this shit in the ghetto everywhere. People was buying that shit. So that's a crazy situation. I wanted to watch that. And then I'm going to move this one up. I'm probably going to only have time to do this mini right here. It's the whites only. They started like a whites only community where only white people can live at. I want to react to that. So I think that's all I'm going to be able to knock out. I got 2 Daz Dillingers here just in case the first one don't give me enough information. But that'll be it. So, man, shout out to all y'all, man. Top of the morning. You feel me? So let's get it in right now. Let's see what's going on. Snoop Dogg goes off on Daz Dillinger. All right, let's watch this one, y'all. Hold on real quick. We're going to do it up with this one. Hold on, let me take it off mute.
See your shit too, bro. Hey.
All right, here we go. All right, y'all. We back with another reaction right here on ABP Reactions, man. And right now, 2 West Coast legends are in some turmoil, man. That's right, man. Snoop Dogg, and his cousin DAZ from the Dog Pound, Daz, man. What is going on, man? I hate to see it, but we gonna react to it and let's get caught up. Let's go.
Hey, man, nobody wins when the family feuds. Now, if you got a family member that's constantly talking about you, constantly throwing negative shade on your name, what would you guys do? Now, for the 10th time, this beef between Snoop Dogg and his own cousin, Daz Dillinger, is getting a little bit crazy.
For the 10th time, this has been going off and on for a long time. If you follow them, you know Daz goes off the rails on Snoop, then they make up. Then he goes off the rails again, then they make up. That's how they, they cousins, man. They family feuds all the time, man. So shout out Chick Smooth for the video. Let's keep watching.
Daz put out a video calling out Snoop Dogg once again, accusing Snoop of trying to go behind his back to copyright music that he recorded during his time at Death Row.
Oh, so you own everything. So that's all your stuff. Now, you were saying something about the paw. Now, what are you talking about with the paw?
Well, like I was saying, the paw is trademarked. Like I told Snoop, you got rejected and I got accepted. You know what I'm saying? So that was the moneymaker. The paw is like the Apple sign, like I said before.
So if you don't know what the paw is, DPG, their logo is a dog paw. And that's what he's talking about, the paw.
And like I said, they tried to go behind my back and trademark all my work and then flung my face like, yeah, that's all we want. because I'm finna sell everything for $1 billion to Universal.
$1
You know what I
billion?
mean? But, shh,
God
I'm
damn.
selling my shit.
Now, what do you mean by selling? He said he was going to sell it, or what? They're selling Death Row, the new Death Row that just came.
Snoop, everything Snoop involved with, he gonna sell all that shit for $1 billion. You know, the motherfuckers cash it out for their catalog.
For $1
and
billion.
Sell that shit, and they just start over and make new music. You know, it's easy. You sell what you got. You know what I'm saying? You got all that money. I mean, I don't count niggas' pocket, but I got my own pocket. You know what I mean?
Now, how many albums is over there? Now, how many albums is over there at Death Row?
Okay, so what he's saying is right now, there are companies coming that are buying artists' whole catalogs. You know what I mean? They're giving, sometimes they like licensing them for 10 years, 20 years, 5 years, whatever. But they're giving large sums of money of what they think your catalog will make them over those amounts of years. So that's why you see a lot of artists selling their shit for 20 million, 75 million. You know what I mean? What he's saying right here is Snoop is trying to take all of the Death Row shit, because Snoop has now took over Death Row. He's trying to take all the back catalog, which a lot of people made a big deal about not getting a publishing from Suge, only for Snoop. He's saying Snoop is now doing what Suge is doing. You bought it back, but you're still not giving it to us. So now what you're trying to do is take it all and sell it as a collective, sell it all for $1 billion. Now that's crazy. $1 billion? I don't know. That sounds a little far-fetched for the I don't know. For the Death Row catalog, $1 billion? Shit.
Because you were saying that it was the Doggy Style, and it was two other ones you was talking about?
Yeah. You know, the shit that I got on the wall right here, you know what I'm saying? The Chronic is already going back to Dr. Dre. Tupac that took all his greatest hits album, all his albums, all his shit back over to Amaru. So what is left on Death Row? But I'm coming to get my shit, so what's going to be left on Death Row? So he got to make new catalog. And that's where all the new cats come in at. You know what I'm saying?
Well, tonight, Snoop Dogg said enough is enough, and he sent him a message. Now, normally, we do not see Snoop Dogg address anybody on social media.
Going for it, nigga.
You guys remember when Snoop Dogg performed at Trump's event, and everybody was calling him out for it? Snoop never addressed it on his social media. Now, he did go do an interview about it, but the man did not care about going on Instagram to address all the hate. So you gotta know the man is pissed off, and that is why he responded this way back to his cousin. Here's
Snoop done made some slip-ups, y'all. Y'all remember he made the slip-up during the Drake and the Kendrick Lamar beef, where he like showed love to Drake and everybody got on his ass, especially West Coast. We got on his ass like, what the fuck are you doing, Snoop? The Trump shit. Now this shit, he's in the light. But Snoop sent a message and went viral, man. We finna watch the message he sent to Daz, and Daz posted it, and it's going viral right now.
what he said.
I see you ain't got shit to do but hate on me, huh? In a minute, I'ma fuck you up, cuz. On some real shit. Not physically, but business-wise.
Well, fuck you up,
Cause you
cuz.
broke as a motherfucker right now, so I'ma fuck you up in a minute, cuz. Leave me alone. Leave me the fuck alone.
Damn.
Leave me alone, cuz. I'ma fuck you up. Leave me alone.
Now, let's be completely fair, you guys.
Damn,
Snoop did
man.
not really deny the allegations. So there's gotta be some truth to what Daz is saying about him. Now, you would hope because these guys are family, maybe Snoop is planning on selling the whole catalog and eventually giving him back his own percentage. That's also very possible, but Daz doesn't think so. He responded back to Snoop saying, yo, he mad now. Now he wanna fuck me up business-wise by trying to steal everything I own that was on Death Row by forged signature and not paying royalties. Since he had the label using our royalties to pay his staff, they make him more than the artist. I sued Suge back in the day. Should I do the same to Cuz? It's all in my name.
Damn.
The publishing numbers don't change unless you a thief. You can't starve me out. I'm independent. I run my own ship. Always have. You little bitch.
All right, now, I want to know from y'all, is Daz wrong for wanting to own back his publishing? Is he wrong? And then I also want to know, should Snoop say, hey, you my cousin, you did do the work, here you go. How would you handle it? How would you handle it? Or would you charge Daz, hey, I'll give you something back, but I need 20%. I need a finder's fee. I need 50%. How would you go about it if the business was in your hands and this is your cousin and you know that he was there with y'all during the Death Row days and how important he was to the Death Row movement. And he's saying, hey, I just want my just due. I want what's owed to me that I never received. As a real nigga, are you going to let him have it? Or are you going to hold it and sell it? And then give him a cut. Or maybe not give him a cut. Let me know.
Hey, man, prayers out to everybody involved. Hopefully these guys do figure it out. 1 minute, these guys are cool with each other. The next minute, they're beefing online and putting each other's business on blast.
That's family,
You know what I'm saying? I'm not on death row. Corrupt is on death row.
Okay. Oh, so you guys, so he's on death row by himself, and then you are independent.
Yeah.
And then what about the group?
We still together. We got shows together.
No, I'm saying the group on death row. Because wasn't the album coming out on death row?
Yeah, the album came out on death row.
Okay.
And then I got kicked off of death row again. From Snoop. Got into it. Me and Snoop, you know, it's my cousin. Yeah, we get into it all the time. He kicked me off. So, you know, I ain't going back this time.
Yeah, you ain't going back?
He'll be back, y'all. He'll be back. They've been doing this shit for decades, nigga. They get into it. They cousins, man. They bump heads and then they squash their shit. You know, family come in and make y'all squash y'all shit. Cousins gonna get y'all on the phone, aunties, you know what I mean? They're gonna get you on the phone, make y'all squash y'all shit.
So, because obviously you guys are related. So, what is that conversation like? Because you're like, yo, fuck you, no, fuck you. And then you guys still got to talk later on.
You know, he did a show and didn't take me, so I figured, like, why you know, what's going on? He's just like,
He did a show and didn't take me.
You ain't sign your catalog over to me. And I'm like, I'm keeping it, you know what I'm saying? It's worth a lot.
Okay.
So, you know, that's what it's about, you know, because, like, he owned the label, but I own the publishing.
And that is valuable.
Yeah, that's more valuable than the ownership. So I'm just like, you know, I could take my bones and go, as long as my house and everything that I got is paid for, and I, you know, I get the Tupac royalties, I get all my royalties, you know what I'm saying? That's just another part of just Death Row that because Tupac and Dr. Dre are separate from Death Row.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, all the albums that Snoop had on Death Row, and it deplenished now. He only got 3 albums on there. Okay. All them records, so everybody took their records back. So, you know, he only got Doggy Style, Dog Father, Murder Was the Case, The Dog Pound, which I'm coming to get, and my solo album. After them, you only got about 3 albums left on there.
Yeah. So can you explain
Damn, Daz was a part of all those albums you just named, man. Come on, man. You got to get that nigga some paper, man. You got to give him some paper, bro. Daz was very vital, production-wise and rapper-wise. He was a lot of classics from that era, produced by Daz, features Daz. Get that man his chili, man. Or at least something. Y'all got to work something out, but you just can't take all the money and not pay that man. Come on, OG Snoop Dogg.
The average, like, fan or listener, like, how this went? Because he acquired the rights to Death Row.
Yeah,
and then
but he didn't have to pay us from the past. He has to pay us from when he acquired it, from 22 on up.
Okay, so everything from there. And then along with the catalog coming over, you guys had the option to take your portion of the catalog?
No, he still had the portion of the catalog. I just filed for my copyright reversion.
Got it.
Which means everything revert back to me after 35 years. Some people don't even get to see 35 years.
Yeah.
And other people like that. So, you know, like that, I'm requiring getting my shit back.
Yeah.
He know his business, gang.
Yeah.
You guys get in the comments below. Do you guys think Snoop is being greedy and out of pocket, especially towards a family member? Or is this just part of business? Like this video, subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys later, man.
Hey, man. Come on, dog. I don't see nothing wrong. You know what I mean? I fuck with both those dudes. I don't see nothing wrong with what Daz is saying. I would after 35 years, I'm coming to get my copyrights, my shit that's owed to me. Give me my shit. It's hey man, you earned it. This is yours. This is yours. You earned it. Here you go. Now, I don't know. Snoop isn't one that goes and gets on platforms and talk about beefs or business like that, business beefs. So I don't see Snoop sitting down and breaking this all down. So we'll never know how this will work out, how this will pan out. We can only wait and watch. But Daz is very vocal right now on his YouTube channel. Y'all can go check him out, Daz Dillinger. He dropping videos every day. He going up crazy on Snoop. But, you know, this is normal, man. This is what they do, man. But shout out to both these legends. Hope they figure it out. Hope they work this chili out and they come back to make more music, man. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section. How should this be handled? How would y'all go about it? How would y'all like to see this, you know, resolved, man? I'm going to give y'all 2 seconds to smash the like. And as always, get ready for the next reaction. All right, booyah, man. That was a little quick banger we did right there. Shout outs to that one. So let me get this one up off of here. I feel like that was cool. Offline reactions. All right, hold on. Let's do this before we gonna end it with the nigga who smoked the meth, the cop who smoked the meth and killed his son. Let's go. Let's go to this R. Kelly tape, y'all. Let's go back in the day. The leaked tape that exposed R. Kelly, kicked it all off. For those who was too young, a VHS tape came out back in the day, man. Then they had motherfuckers was selling this shit, y'all. They were selling it. It was R. Kelly allegedly peeing and having sex with a minor. Before cancel culture, this was a weird culture out here, y'all. Everything was free game. Everything went. Everything flew. Cancel culture came and kind of cleaned it all up. But niggas was out here selling these tapes. People was buying them and watching this shit. This is crazy. But let's watch.
Tour and record.
Hold on. Let me blow it up. Boom, boom, boom. All right, y'all. We back with another reaction right here on ABP Reactions, and we're gonna take it back in the day, man, with R. Kelly and the sex tape that exposed him as a pedo. So let's see, man, what was going on. What was it like back then? A lot of y'all was too young. I was younger. Let's see.
On June 5th, 2002, R. Kelly was arrested and charged with some alarming crimes involving a young girl who happened to be his goddaughter. While his fans didn't want to believe the allegations, Kelly made it extremely difficult to deny them as he decided to film the incident. He thought it would be a great idea to make a home video of his disgusting crimes. Unfortunately for Kelly, this video didn't stay in his private collections, as the videotape of Kelly's horrific crimes ended up being stolen and spread around. Kelly was caught on camera, and he was going to have to face these allegations in court. But even with this videotape and mountains of evidence proving he did it, Kelly walked out of the court a free man.
Crazy, right? The man was literally on camera doing it and still beat the case, man. Literally on camera.
Being acquitted of all charges. Still to this day, many people can't believe they let Kelly get away with it with all that undeniable evidence. Being one of the most obvious times the law worked to protect the criminal instead of taking him down. A trend we have seen repeatedly over the years since R. Kelly. Hey guys, I hope all is well. Welcome back to The Truth Is, where I drop new videos exposing the truth weekly. Today we will be looking at the time the law protected the worst of all monsters, R. Kelly, and let him do his crimes for another 20 years.
Man, that's crazy.
Let's get right into it. In the 2000s, R. Kelly was one of the biggest R&B artists in the world. Fresh off his smash hit Ignition and running the industry for years, he was at the top of his career. But when Kelly least expected it, his world would be turned upside down. He became the center of a horrifying scandal, which changed his career forever. The story of R. Kelly's legal troubles go back to 1997, when he met Roshana Landfair, who was 12 or 13 years old at the time.
Oh, they put a face to it. I never knew who the girl was. Okay, all right.
Landfair was introduced to Kelly by her aunt, the singer Sparkle, who was a protege of Kelly's and was working on her own debut album at the time.
I'm going to be updating y'all for y'all who too young to know, but Sparkle was R. Kelly's artist. She had a fire banger. She had a couple bangers, and she was featured on R. Kelly hot songs back in the day. So this is crazy. They got a whole documentary that's similar to like the Diddy documentary that's out right now. They came out with a documentary about R. Kelly, and that's really why he's in jail, because that documentary made everything come together. They put everything together as one, and they came and got that nigga. So, yeah, let's see what this Diddy documentary gonna do to him.
Sparkle asked Landfair's parents to bring her to the studio so Kelly could hear her rap, hoping he would help her music career. After Kelly met Roshana, he started spending plenty of time with her, with Roshana calling their time together grooming sessions. Eventually, Kelly was offered to become Roshana's godfather by her aunt Sparkles. Kelly accepted the offer and used this as an opportunity to take advantage of Roshana. As soon as he took on the role, he started his inappropriate relationship with her. Between 1998 and 2000, Kelly did horrible things to his goddaughter. In at least one of those instances, he decided he would record it for God knows what reason. After making the video, Kelly kept it right in his collections of home videos. It doesn't seem like he tried to hide his extremely incriminating tape at all, as out of nowhere, the tape would be stolen from his home by a disgruntled employee. This person then made copies of the tape and leaked it. Eventually, the tape was floating around the internet and even made its way to the streets.
This is what I'm saying. People was selling this shit, y'all. Literally selling R. Kelly having sex with a minor, and people was buying that shit. It was one of the hottest fucking DVD tapes in the streets, man. Everybody was buying that shit. It was like, what the fuck?
Bootleggers were selling Kelly's tape alongside the latest blockbuster movie. The tape of Kelly was spreading like wildfire, and it wouldn't be long before the tape landed in the hands of the media. In 2002, someone working in the Chicago Sun-Times mailroom opened up an envelope that was sent to the news station anonymously through FedEx. The envelope was addressed to a reporter named Jim DeRogatis. Inside the envelope was an unmarked tape, and when those at the news stations played the tape, they saw the biggest R&B singer in the world bumping and grinding with his own teenage goddaughter. This tape was exactly what Jim was waiting for, as he had been trying to expose Kelly for months now, previously reporting on other allegations made against Kelly with young girls. Now, out of nowhere, the undeniable proof he needed to bring Kelly down landed on his lap. According to the news, the over 27-minute-long videotape seemed to show R. Kelly engaging in sex acts with the young girl, with one part of the video showing Kelly going number one on the victim, to say it lightly.
Well, thank you. On Wednesday, a shocking development.
When he say going number one, he was peeing on a girl. A golden shower. He was peeing on the minor, man. Freaky, doing some freaky deaky, out of pocket, disgusting shit. You know what I mean? And this is R. Kelly, man. At this time, R. Kelly is on fire. Like, he's the hottest nigga. You know, I'm sure y'all know who R. Kelly is if y'all watching. He's the hottest nigga. Back-to-back hits, his own hits. He's riding everybody hits. He going crazy right now, man. And yeah, this was bad. But this is a case of money talks, bullshit walks. Because the man is on camera, but he still beat the goddamn case. Clear as day, that was him.
Police arrested a popular singer on charges. NBC's Jim Avila has the details.
The hottest rhythm and blues singer in America, R. Kelly, the man Vibe magazine called the new millennium Marvin Gaye, now in handcuffs, arrested in Florida and charged in Chicago with 21 heinous crimes against an underage girl. The key evidence, say police, a videotape made by the singer himself.
FBI forensics experts from Quantico have closely examined the tape. They tell us it's authentic.
Police say the 40-minute tape, which first surfaced 5 months ago, was recorded inside Kelly's house on this Chicago street.
Crazy.
He has since moved to this suburban mansion. The video already screened by the grand jury that returned a 3-page indictment accusing Kelly of, among other things, soliciting, taping, and performing acts with a 18-year-old.
Truly disgusting and deplorable behavior, and it seemed this was going to be the beginning of the end. Not long after the news station received the tape, they turned it into the authorities. And on February 8th, the Sun-Times reported the horrific news about Kelly. This led to the police revealing they were investigating him. When the news broke, the world couldn't believe the allegations against him, at least those who hadn't already seen the tape. All eyes were on Kelly, and people wanted answers. Even though the tape was a bestseller for bootleggers, and the media had already seen it as well, Kelly denied everything.
Okay, just to give y'all some context, why this shit was so shocking back then, this is the #1 nigga making the hottest sex records for the sexy and grown women. Meaning you got all these bad bitches, older bitches at your disposal. So no one in their right mind would ever think that someone who got that much clout, that many bitches on you, would ever stoop as low to mess with a minor. You got every bad bitch in the world at your disposal. You're the #1 R&B nigga. You making sex me, 12 play, I don't see nothing wrong, bump and grind. You making all these hot records that bitches are making love to and fucking to, and then you go fuck with a minor, bro? Like, what? Blew it. Terrible.
To his representatives, he suggested he was the victim of a smear campaign by individuals with personal agendas who sought out to damage his career. During a local TV interview, he dismissed the accusations as crap before his performance at the Winter Olympics opening ceremony. While Kelly kept on denying any involvement in any crimes, it did little to help him with the law. In June 2002, a grand jury in Cook County, Illinois, returned an indictment against R. Kelly on 21 counts of CP. After the indictment was confirmed, Kelly agreed to turn himself in to the Chicago Police Department, but instead, he ended up in Florida. This led to Chicago police placing the arrest warrant in a national crime database. While Kelly was chilling in his vacation home in Davenport, Florida, out of nowhere, the authorities showed up at his front door. They presented him with a warrant and arrested him on the spot. While they were at his home, they searched his property only to find more evidence of his crimes, seizing a digital camera that allegedly contained additional images of him with a young girl.
Come on, man. God damn it. See, I didn't know this part. I didn't know they found more tapes. God damn. So for those who was like, no, it's not him. It was somebody that looked like him. It was his brother. It was that. They found more tapes. He had a collection. Sicko. What the fuck? What? I don't listen, man. A nigga keeping a collection of tapes with him and with a minor, that shit is crazy. Like all them little sickos, them pedos that be keeping tapes and keeping pictures and like, what the fuck is wrong with you niggas? That shit is disgusting, bro. But they did say in that documentary that R. Kelly used to hang outside of high schools while he's popping. He's an older man. He's popping on the radio. He's popping on TV. They said he used to be in his Jeep with his homeboys waiting outside the high schools for girls. Now, listen, we come from a time when older niggas used to date. That was our generation. Like, when I was in high school, it was older niggas like 26 coming to pick up the baddest bitch at our school. 11th grade, 10th grade. She won't fuck with nobody at the school because she got a boyfriend with a car. And he'll be pulling up 24 years old, 26 years old. And that shit was common. If you from my era, you know what the fuck I'm talking about. Nigga, that was common as a bitch. And we used to be hot like, damn, man, I need to get me a car. She only fuck with niggas with cars. This bitch is in 10th grade, 11th grade. And she only fuck with niggas that got cars and then older niggas and shit. That shit was crazy.
Leading to 12 more counts of CP being filed in Florida. Kelly was then extradited from Florida to Chicago to face his charges. When he faced the judge, he denied all the charges, posting $750,000 bail, leading to his release the very next day after his arrest. Now, after the indictment in 2002, Kelly was set to start trial months later. But for many strange reasons, the start of the trial was delayed for 6 years, pushing the trial start date to May 2008. The case experienced multiple delays for several years following his indictment in June 2002. The reason for the delay included the preceding judge injuring himself, a prosecutor having a baby, and R. Kelly missing a scheduled court appearance because his tour bus was stopped for speeding in Utah. On top of this, Kelly's lawyer found every possible way to postpone the trial as long as possible. Eventually, 6 years went by, and when the trial was finally set to start, many thought Kelly was truly cooked. But even though there was so much evidence, like a literal tape that he made himself, Kelly still had the support of his fans. They showed up to the trial and declared Kelly an innocent man. They called the tape fake and an extortion attempt, a tape that the prosecution had formed their entire case around, and they were confident would sink Kelly. When the trial started, the prosecution's main argument was that R. Kelly had sex with his own goddaughter when she was not legally old enough and produced a video recording of the incident. During the trial, the prosecution showed the full 27-minute tape to the jury. Although the videotape was mailed to them anonymously, they cited several reasons why they believe Kelly was the individual in the tape. First, they proved that the tape wasn't a fake. They brought in an FBI forensic expert who verified the authenticity of the tape, dismissing the defense claim that the video could have been faked or heavily altered. After proving the tape was in fact real, they presented their evidence on why the man in the tape was in fact R. Kelly. In the video, the man seen committing the crime had a mole on his back that was visible in the video. The prosecution brought in a forensic expert to testify that a dark spot visible on the man's lower back in the video was in the exact same position and about the same size as the mole on R. Kelly's back, which was confirmed by photographs taken after his arrest. On top of this, the prosecution brought in a retired Chicago police detective who testified that the location where the video was filmed matched R. Kelly's home in Chicago. He pointed out that R. Kelly had a log cabin themed room that matches the scenery that's seen in the video. The prosecution also pointed out that during the video, the man literally asked the girl in the video how old she was, where she told him her age.
Do you like teenage girls?
When you say teenage, how old are we talking?
Golly, R. Kelly.
The prosecution also tried to establish a pattern of behavior, showing that R. Kelly had done this to others, like when he groomed and ended up marrying Aaliyah when she was still a teen. But unfortunately for the prosecution, the judge didn't allow that as evidence.
And that is confirmed right there. They got family members, mom, dad, everybody confirmed that he married and dated Aaliyah when she was a minor. This before the tape. He had infatuation with the young girls. I mean, listen, man. This is a different time, though, y'all. Like, the cancel culture shit, all that wasn't around. It wasn't a big thing. Like, it was a lot of motherfuckers in the music business making songs about it. If you go listen to some of them songs from the 90s, you will hear it. They was saying some wild shit about young girls.
The main problem the prosecution had was identifying the victim, who was only referred to as Jane Doe at the time that we now know as Rashawna Landfair. Landfair not only refused to testify, but she went as far as denying it was even her in the video. This led to the prosecution accusing the victim and her family of being paid off in order to protect Kelly. But even without being able to introduce a pattern of behavior or identify the victim, the prosecution still felt they had a strong case as they had him dead to rights in a full-on video. They likely thought that there was no way they were going to lose this case. Kelly was mainly represented by the attorney Edward Genson, who was known as the Dean of Chicago's criminal defense attorneys. Named.
Do y'all think R. Kelly paid them off? Because it's like evident that that's who it is, that's the girl. But then the trial started 8 years later. That's a long time. That's almost a decade. You know, they could have been older and going broke. And they like, shit, fuck that. Then we'll take the money. We'll take some hush-hush money, a one-time payment, or, hey, just make sure every month you pay this. You know how these motherfuckers, like, they be setting up wild shit. Because I want to react to the video of the girl from Chicago that got found in the freezer. And they said her mom took a payoff. I don't know how true that is. That's why I want to find a video about that. But people be taking payoffs, man. People be taking payoffs, allegedly.
The go-to lawyer in town by Chicago Magazine. Jensen approached the trial with a minimalist approach. His defense argument was pretty much R. Kelly didn't do it. He argued that the tape was a fake, even though the FBI confirmed it was real. He argued that the man in the video couldn't be R. Kelly because Kelly had a mole on his back and the guy in the video did not, even though the prosecution had already confirmed that the man in the video did in fact have a mole in the same spot as Kelly. The defense argued that the alleged victim and her family were motivated by money, noting they hired a lawyer rather than going to the police, despite her having an aunt that was a police officer. They also challenged the prosecution's ability to definitively prove that the girl in the tape was in fact a minor. At the end of it all, although the prosecution had this very incriminating video of what seemed to be R. Kelly doing this crime, the jury will still find him not guilty on all counts after less than 1 day of deliberation. The main reason for the acquittal was the victim's refusal to testify at the time and the fact that she had previously denied to a grand jury that it was her in the video. Just like that, Kelly walked right out of court a free man.
I get it. So she didn't come forward. She denied that being her. So therefore, that definitely fucks up the case. And like, what the fuck? The girl that we are saying it's her is saying it's not her, and I'm not taking a stand. So now what? Who is the girl then? That's what I would like the jurors. Who's the girl then? Y'all can't confirm nothing. Y'all can't prove nothing. Y'all can't prove. But you know, money talk, bullshit walks, y'all.
As he walked out the court, he was greeted by his screaming fans who celebrated his victory. He successfully managed to beat the case and was vindicated by the courts. Although they presented video evidence and it all pointed to Kelly being guilty, the courts declared him innocent. After the trial was over, Kelly didn't waste no time, using all the media attention the trial had brought him to further boost his career. He continued to tour and record new music. His career thrived, and he released several hits during this period, selling millions of albums and packing concert venues. It seemed like the man had put those allegations behind him and was back on top. But while Kelly was under the impression he had won and had put it all behind him, fast forward a few years later to 2017, and that illusion quickly faded. See, while Kelly was able to convince the courts and some of his fans that he was an innocent man, there was still one man who wasn't buying it. The one person who started this off, who had been trying to expose Kelly for almost 20 years now.
Damn. He on your ass. He like, nigga, I'm gonna get this nigga. It's only a matter of time before a predator strikes again. You're a predator, nigga. That urge doesn't leave you. You can hide it. You can try to dodge it for a little bit, but I'm gonna stay on your ass because a predator, you're gonna get that urge again. So he waited. He waited patiently, 20 years. 20 years, and he struck again, and he was right there when he struck to expose his ass. God damn, what the fuck?
The reporter Jim DeRogatis. After Jim exposed him back in the 2000s, he never stopped trying to bring him down. As in 2017, months before the rise of the Me Too movement, Jim dropped a new investigative report about R. Kelly, this time for BuzzFeed. The article included accusations that R. Kelly had now set up his own X-code, with accusations from 3 sets of parents who claimed the singer was holding their daughters in an abusive, controlling environment. The report alleged that Kelly controlled every aspect of the women's lives, including what they ate, how they dressed, and when they bathed. It was also alleged that the girls were required to call Kelly daddy. These allegations exploded in the media and sparked a renewed wave of public outrage and activism, including the launch of the Mute R. Kelly movement. This Mute R. Kelly movement would eventually cause the downfall of R. Kelly as we know it. After the Mute R. Kelly movement started trending, it wasn't long till it all finally caught up with him. On January 2019, the nail in the coffin for R. Kelly had been hammered in, when the documentary Surviving R. Kelly was released on Lifetime. The documentary revealed a pattern of predatory behavior by Kelly dating back to the 1990s.
Hey, y'all know what's crazy about when this dropped, 2019, Surviving R. Kelly? It was such a big thing. And this is only, 5, 6 years ago? It was such a big thing that everybody was throwing like watch parties at their house. People was coming together for the debut of this. Shit, I know, because I did one. I did one with the homies and the homegirls, girl. We did a watch party. People was doing that. Like, we finna throw a watch party, like that Love Island shit people was doing, watch parties recently. Coming together deep and watching this shit. And this shit was exposing the fuck out of this nigga. It's similar to this Diddy one. If y'all haven't seen the Diddy one, go watch it on Netflix. It's the people who all got these cases against them, the witnesses, people who was close, coming together and putting the connection to the stories that people have heard. Eyewitness stories. Like, yeah, I seen it. This is what happened. It was me, or it was my sister, or I was his homeboy. I was right there. And it's like, damn, nigga, where smoke is fire. It's like all these people coming together. This shit gotta be, some of this shit gotta be true. I ain't saying all of it, majority of it.
Including his illegal marriage to Aaliyah in 1994. In the documentary, survivors detail how Kelly used his fame and wealth to groom victims, often promising to help their music careers. He would then allegedly isolate them from their families, confiscate their phones, and enforce strict cult-like rules in his home and studios. A major focus of the documentary was how the music industry, fans, and various enablers allowed Kelly's alleged abuse to continue for over 25 years without serious legal or professional consequences, despite numerous lawsuits and the infamous 2008 CP trial in which he was acquitted. The documentary was critically acclaimed and had a significant real-world impact, leading to renewed public reckoning and accelerating criminal investigations that ultimately resulted in R. Kelly's conviction and imprisonment. Immediately after the documentary, the public sought out to put pressure on companies like Spotify, Apple Music, and Ticketmaster to stop working with Kelly, leading to canceled concerts and Kelly being dropped by RCA Records. Around this time, Kelly showed up to do an interview with Gayle King, where he tried to declare his innocence while crying like a baby. At one point during the conversation, he stood up and started yelling, telling Gayle King, "I'm fighting for my effing life," while visibly crying and hitting his chest.
They put a cold push. I've never seen, as far as with my own eyes, like people put such a cold movement on canceling somebody's music. This is probably the first time I can remember when I was like, damn, like it was, you better not, nigga, whisper R. Kelly's name. You better not play his song on the radio. You better not play in the club. You better not play in the car. And the only other person I saw them attempt to do that to, that I could recall as of recently, was Tory Lanez. They tried to like do that with Tory Lanez, where they was trying to cancel him, but Tory Lanez is nowhere near as big as what R. Kelly is. Like R. Kelly, this is what, a 30-year run? R. Kelly been doing this shit 25, 30 years? It's like, this nigga's a megastar as far as in the R&B world. And getting all those records canceled, I'm talking about hits, major hits, getting them canceled. That shit was crazy. And, you know, to this day, I started to see people now are like, fuck it, man, I'm playing R. Kelly. Even though they were still playing it when everybody was saying it was canceled. Now people are back being open about playing it. And they like, man, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. And, you know.
I'm fighting for my life. Y'all killing me with this. I gave y'all 30 years of my career.
Robert.
30 years of my career.
Robert.
Y'all trying to kill me.
I ain't never hog tied nobody.
You're killing me, man. This is not about music. I'm trying to have a relationship with my kids, and I can't do it.
Boy, niggas love to bring up them kids when they in trouble. Y'all taking me away from my kids? Nah, you fucking nasty pervert.
During the interview, he also called his accusers liars and claimed he was being assassinated. But this did nothing to help him. His record label dropping him quickly became the least of his worries. As on February 22, 2019, Kelly was arrested by Chicago police on 10 counts of aggravated criminal SA related to 4 victims, 3 of whom were way too young at the time.
Got him.
Kelly would go on to turn himself in.
You're out of here, buddy.
Released on bail after a few days. The initial arrest will start a sequence of arrests as on March 6, 2019, he was taken back into custody for failing to pay over $160,000 in child support he owed to his ex-wife. He was released a few days later when an anonymous person paid the full amount, which led to his third and...
Who do y'all think paid? Let me get some answers right now. Who do y'all think paid the $160,000 child support?
Final arrest on July 11, 2019, with the U.S. Attorney's Office for the Northern District of Illinois unsealed a 13-count indictment, including CP and obstruction of justice charges. A separate federal indictment for racketeering, kidnapping, and trafficking was also filed in the Eastern District of New York. After his arrest, R. Kelly faced 2 federal criminal trials, one in New York in 2021 and another in Chicago in 2022. Kelly was facing life in prison in the New York federal case and another 15 years for the CP case out of Chicago. When the trial finally started, the prosecution went in guns blazing, using RICO charges to present a wide-ranging case, arguing that Kelly ran a criminal enterprise with his entourage to recruit and exploit women and young girls over the span of decades.
Oh yeah, they was grabbing up bodyguards, everybody, nigga. They've been doing that a lot when they use the labels and shit. If an artist has a label, he in trouble, they're gonna put it as a RICO and say your label is a criminal enterprise. They did that with Cash Out. Y'all know Cash Out in Atlanta? They took his mama, they took the receptionist, they took the artist, they took everybody. Niggas said you niggas is a criminal enterprise. They did it with shit. Y'all seen that with everybody, with Diddy, Big U, everybody, nigga. Whatever your company is, they work for you, they a part of it, nigga.
This approach allowed them to introduce evidence of uncharged bad acts and a pattern of behavior stretching back to the 1990s, including his illegal marriage to Aaliyah. Unlike the last trial, this time the prosecution had a lineup of witnesses and victims eager to testify. Numerous victims and former associates told their stories, describing a world of physical and emotional abuse. Witnesses described being forced to follow Kelly's rules, call him daddy, and being punished for disobedience, sometimes through violence or degrading acts. A central part of the case revolved around the same evidence from Kelly's 2008 trial, the 27-minute videotape from the early 2000s that showed Kelly essaying and going #1 on his own goddaughter. But unlike his 2008 state trial, where he was acquitted because the victim did not testify, the woman, who was now an adult, testified at this trial, identifying herself as the person in the video and detailing how Kelly coerced her into lying to a grand jury years.
Whoa. So the girl in the video came forward. This is me, and this is what he did, y'all. Got him.
Earlier. For her testimony, Landfair was spared of prison time for lying to the courts the first time around. Just like the last time, the defense's argument was the exact same. R. Kelly didn't do it. Kelly's lawyer portrayed the accusers as groupies or superfans seeking revenge or financial gain and argued that the relationship were all consensual. The defense chose not to call Kelly to testify for obvious reasons. But when the trial was over, so was Kelly's freedom, as both trials ended in his conviction and led to a combined sentence of 31 years in prison. After over 25 years of taking advantage of young girls and destroying the lives of so many people, he was finally put exactly where he deserved to be since he was arrested in 2002, which is where I find the problem with all of this. While yes, R. Kelly is now in prison, in reality, he should have been there since 2002, when he was arrested for producing CP with his own goddaughter.
That nigga was able to dodge that bullet for 20 years, bro. 20 years. This tape was viral. It was sold on the streets. Everybody knew about it. Industry knew about it. Other artists knew about it. Producers knew about it. The label execs knew about it. And what's crazier, they probably seen it, all these motherfuckers. But guess what? Did it stop them from fucking with R. Kelly? No. Did it stop them from doing business with R. Kelly? No. Did people care? No. Clearly, if you dodged this bullet for 20 years, nobody cared. And that's what's crazy, bro. That's what's crazy. That was a wild time. But it came back in the end, bit him in the ass.
The same exact evidence they would end up using in the last trial that ended up resulting in his arrest. But for some reason, it seemed like the courts, the record label, and even his fans refused to put R. Kelly away back in the 2000s. Think about it. If they would have successfully convicted him, then so many other young girls would have not been victimized by him. I honestly believe that R. Kelly was protected back in his 2008 trial. He was still a top-selling artist for RCA Records and was a cash cow for them. So I believe they likely did everything in their power to make that problem go away for Kelly. They protected their investment, using their powerful connections to get Kelly out of his jam. I also have to call out his fans too, as they helped paint this image that R. Kelly was innocent, even though that tape clearly showed them as the monster he is. The music industry
Facts, the tape did, and the fans was rolling.
Fans and the courts allowed Kelly to keep doing what he was doing, allowing him to literally re-offend God knows how many times. By the time he was finally arrested, he had formed a full-on ex-cult, taking advantage of so many young girls. And the sad part of all of this is that the only reason he ended up behind bars was because of the Mute R. Kelly movement trending. It literally took a documentary and a full-on mass movement from the public to get R. Kelly arrested, even though the courts and the music industry already knew he was guilty. I also find it quite interesting that the record labels dropped Kelly this time before the trial started. They did this because they were in the middle of the Me Too movement, and they would look like monsters if they continued to protect Kelly like they did in the 2000s.
That's a fact. That Me Too movement was cleaning house. That shit was cleaning house. Me Too movement exposed how many weirdos and sickos was in the business and the stories of what they were doing. A lot of sickos. This has been going, I just let you know, this has been going on. So these people who wasn't tripping, they wasn't tripping for a reason because they're sickos too. They wasn't tripping. They like, hey, shit, can you put me on? Can you hook me up with her cousin? Sickos, bro.
So they dropped them, and this time, without their help, the trial ended completely different than the last time. Clearly, everyone turned a blind eye when it came to R. Kelly's crimes in the 90s and 2000s. But because he was printing money for RCA, he was allowed to continue to destroy countless lives. This exact situation continues to happen in the industry. We literally just saw it go down with Diddy. Nobody believed any of the victims who exposed Diddy until he was arrested. Just like Kelly, the signs were there early, but they protected Diddy because he was an asset to the industry. We as the people have to stand up for what is right. We must never cover up for monsters because we love their music and are fans of them. R. Kelly is the perfect example of what kind of monster you can create by doing this. One that ends up destroying the lives of countless young girls for over 20 years. Well, I'm...
All right. There we have it. There we have it. That is the story of the R. Kelly sex tape that came out and how it came back to, take him down. He beat the case and it came back to take him down. My take on that, it ain't about the tape that came back to take him down. He wasn't making the labels money no more, man. They protected him at the time when he was the hottest, when he was the breadwinner, like they do for everybody else. When you're the breadwinner, you're hot, they're going to protect you. They protected Diddy because he was a breadwinner. They protected R. Kelly because he was a breadwinner. And now you're not the breadwinner no more, bro. And it's hell, shit, you were going broke. You were broke. You wasn't making the labels no money, and you were broke. So you couldn't buy the best lawyers. You couldn't afford the best lawyers no more. And it's a different time where now everything is, they got evidence. They got people coming forward. Now people have a voice. The people who were shunned before, and probably you never hear their voices or see their faces, social media changed all that, man. So, Let me know, y'all, in the comment section if he got what he deserved, y'all, if he got his just due. Should he get life? Because he didn't get life. And I think he in New York, but he got to face something in Chicago when he get out. But he got like 35 years or some shit like that. Like, it'll be a while. He probably won't even make it. I don't know. He's old, man. So, I don't know. We'll see. Let me know what y'all think, though. I'm going to give y'all 2 seconds to smash the like. And as always, get ready for the next reaction. All right, y'all, for sure. My gardener is here outside. Y'all can hear him. He downstairs. I'm like, that shit was loud as a motherfucker in the back. You know what I mean? But he out there doing the garden right now. So shout out to him, man. Let's see. So, all right, there we go. That was an interesting one, man. You know, that biography definitely gave us a lot of this information, but this was definitely, you know, some little added information. What I want to do here, though, I want to go to this inside America's fastest growing whites only community, y'all. This is crazy right here. So they didn't sanction off their own area, their own piece of land where only white people can live. They don't want no minorities whatsoever. You can't come here, you can't live here. This is only for us, white only. This is white only. All right, let me do it. I should have kept that for the intro. God damn it, I should have kept that for the intro. Shout out to everybody in the chat right now, man. What's going on, though? Still coasting. What's happening? 95 lane change. I see you. Young Third, 87. What's happening? YSL Ant. What's the deal, man? You feel me? Spider-Man, what's going on? Hey, Spider-Man, listen. Anybody that's a mod in here, I got to get on y'all because y'all just did a sloppy job. It was a nigga here spamming big-ass capitals, and y'all didn't tie the nigga out, man. Come on, man. I need you to take this mod shit serious. Like it's the last thing on earth. I need you to take it serious, nigga. Nah, I mess with you. But look, I need you, if niggas is spamming and fuck, big-ass unnecessary shit, tie them niggas out, man. God damn, man. You know what I mean? That shit, come on, listen, y'all. This is the reaction channel, all that podcast shit. That's on the other channel, man. We don't do that over here. This is a different world. You know what I mean? So coming over here talking about kikis and no jumpers and all that, that's what we don't give a fuck about over here. Like, we're not talking about that type shit. We doing reactions. We doing law and crime. We doing real shit going on in the world, man. That's what we here for, you know, feel me? So make sure y'all time that shit out. Get that shit the fuck out the paint. That's what we don't care about. Anybody come over here talking about some goddamn podcast shit, get them the fuck out the paint. Zap them. That's what we don't care about. Say that for the other channels, man. We have a lot of other channels for that where you can go for that. But this right here, we talking about these reactions. I want to hear y'all engagement. Talk about what we reacting to. What y'all got to say. What's y'all thoughts on this shit? You know what I mean? Because these are the videos that y'all send me. Are the videos I run across that we watch together. All right? So I want to hear y'all takes. I want y'all engaging, man, because that's what this shit is about. You feel me? Over here at ABP Reactions, man. Shout out to y'all. All right, so this one's going to be an interesting one, man. If the leaf blower come, I'm going to mute it up because he out there doing his thing. So don't worry, y'all. All right, let's get into this next one. I got an hour. I got to leave at 10 o'clock. Hopefully I could do two more. All right, y'all. We back with another reaction right here on ABP Reactions, man. And this time we are going to take it to the white-only zone. This one is called Inside America's Fastest Growing White-Only Community, where you niggas ain't allowed.
We're not just random white people. We're people who all had an interest in this. There's already that really strong bond beyond just our universal shared heritage with, you know, any other white person would have the same, but we're kind of from the same community online, largely.
In the mountains of Arkansas, a former French horn player in a Chinese orchestra is building a town with no blacks, Jews, Indians, Mexicans, or gays.
I've seen what happens when rural white towns get overrun with people who are not from there.
Look at people who aren't glad to be who they are. Go on hormone blockers. They seek to change their identity. Maybe.
Bro, you know how much hate? Hold on, I gotta stop it though. When he did the whole breakdown, no blacks, Mexicans, Asians, Jews, gays. You know how much hate you gotta have to not want to be around nobody but only my people that are white and You got that much hate for other people, bro? Like, who the fuck hurt you, my nigga? Who the fuck hurt you to where you hate people that much? God damn.
You become a furry if you're really zesty.
Who followed him here? And what do they hope to accomplish? We went to find out.
How about stop attacking me? And maybe I won't be so anti-Semitic.
Our journey to the whites-only town started in Zinc, home to the KKK's headquarters, 2 hours to the west. After shooting a video there, which is coming next month, so subscribe so you don't miss it, we drove east to where the cell service stopped and a dirt road began. At the end, we found Return to the Land.
America was settled through the founding of self-sufficient, intentional communities. But after the end of segregation, the expansion of non-white immigration, the broader society no longer felt like a home for traditional Americans. RTTL, Return to the Land, is a private association founded to allow Americans who value their history and heritage to form communities around these values.
Eric?
How can motherfuckers that wasn't even around during that time feel this way in 2025? Nigga, you wasn't even alive, nigga. Shut your ass up, man. You just so American, super American. This is our land. This ain't even your fucking land, nigga.
He's the founder of this whites-only community, which has grown to 40 people. He's also a major online figure.
All right, hello everyone. I'm here with Nick Fuentes today. With diversity, we've forgotten how to interact with each other because there are people from all around the world in your communities. No one knows how to get along anymore.
We had a fascinating conversation with Eric.
Even in mostly white towns, people aren't exactly pro-white. We're kind of beaten down with the history of slavery and oppression, and I don't want that stuff passed on to my kids.
But before that, he took us around, introducing us to the residents who shared why they had moved here. We first met his ex-wife and current wife, Caitlin and Allison, who are residents.
In coming here, is it more about finding a traditional rural lifestyle, or is it about the racial component? It's whites only, European heritage?
Well, for me, I grew up in a mostly white area anyway. I think it was more the homesteading aspect for me. I've seen what happens when rural white towns get overrun with people who are not from there, and it usually does kind of result in chaos. So living in a place where I can be sure that that's not going to happen is a level of comfort for me.
I like that we can vet our neighbors here. I mean, you can move anywhere in the country, but you have no idea what it's going to be like in 10 years. I like letting my kids go out and play. They're not going to get, like, run over or snatched by someone.
When I was
So you basically are stripping your kids of knowing other cultures, knowing black friends, Asian friends. You don't want them to know nothing. You're going to basically build this fraudulent community to make these kids think the world is only this way. So what's going to happen when they get older with only that mentality and they have to go face the real world? Because do you guys got colleges there, or what are you guys going to do? Oh, it ain't, y'all don't believe in college? Y'all just going to want your kids to stay there and farm off the land, I'm sure. Like, that's crazy, bro. You got that much fucking hate to where you're going to strip kids of knowing what's going on in the real world, and it's only whites that exist. You want your kids to think only white people exist in the world. And this is the way of the world, and there's no such thing as blacks. There's no such thing as slavery. I don't want them knowing about slavery. Like, that shit weak. That's some weirdo shit. Now, my question is, what would happen if 10 black niggas on a tour bus made the wrong turn and ended up in this city? Let me know what y'all think would happen.
Exposed to more multicultural places, it was, you know, cities that felt more dangerous, and it was just out of my comfort zone, and people didn't seem as friendly.
Well, I mean, just look at like the crime statistics here versus New York City.
I was very liberal at one point, and, you know, being targeted because of the color of my skin and called racist for things that had nothing to do with skin color really kind of opened my eyes to how other people view white people. Well, it was harder to, you know, establish good rapport with people who didn't seem interested in having good rapport with me.
Day-to-day life here, what's it like? What do you do?
So obviously you can see that our house is not built yet. So we live in a town nearby right now, and it's just kind of slow, boring, lazy, rural Arkansas life. Not a lot going on. You just do what you need to do day to day, play with the kids, whatever.
These residents either don't work remotely, or in nearby towns. They are building their own homes and trying to live off the land. One resident, Scott, originally from Massachusetts, told us that this was essentially an online community that had taken shape in real life.
This is some bullshit. This is some baby back bullshit. They don't work. They work out of town. No, nigga, stay there, motherfucker. Why are you going out of town to go work? Stay there. This is where y'all want to be, right? Because nobody else, y'all don't want to deal with nothing else. Stay there and work, nigga. Figure out how you gonna make some money right there, motherfucker. You feel me? This is crazy, man. These people be so fucking. Look who's leading them, dog. That was their leader right there, the dude. Like, I guarantee them niggas is over there fucking each other and they got tapes on kids and stuff. Like, it be some sickos in this shit, man.
If I go somewhere and, signs aren't in English, people that I don't recognize, I don't know anything about their culture. They dress different, they act different, they speak different languages. I don't know how I'm ever gonna bond with those people. It's alien to me, I moved down here because I like the project. It was nice being around people that I could just talk to. Couldn't really talk to my neighbors where I was at. I mean, I could, but
what?
I didn't necessarily agree with them politically on things. I like being around these people, so wanted to buy land with them.
Yeah. Jonathan, a truck driver from North Dakota, spoke of saving white culture.
We believe God made the entire world. We believe it is everyone's responsibility to...
Hold on, Jonathan. Jonathan has snuck through the cracks, y'all. They just said they don't want no gays. Jonathan, you not fooling us, brother. We see what's going on. We see what's going on with your wagon.
Hold what God has given them. But this is what God has given us. Look at people who aren't glad to be who they are, right? Like, they go on hormone blockers. They seek to change their identity. Maybe you become a furry if you're really zesty.
He got to the cracks, y'all.
I wish that they had been taught to love themselves as how God created them, to embrace themselves, not taught that they were the enemy of every story. Oh, everything about you, like all of your immutable characteristics come from people who are evil and committed these genocides. And did you ever study this?
Shut up, boxhead. We don't want to hear what you talk about, bitch. Fast forward.
Crusades, don't forget the Salem witch trials. And it's like, mate, like, I can't change who I am or how I was born.
One thing you hear is like, it'd be un-American to punish people for the sins.
I think it for sure gay, y'all. He gay.
Their father, right? Like to punish you for slavery or punish me, for slavery. Like, that's not American. That's not the way it's supposed to be. That's not the way we're supposed to live. Yeah. On the other hand, to elevate ourselves because of our heritage, because of say what white people accomplish, because of Mozart and Bach. Mm-hmm. Would that not just be the other side of the same coin?
I will disagree on that point, because Beethoven and Bach are way better than like Diddy and Pac. It's not because.
What the fuck? This nigga said Beethoven is better than Diddy and Pac. What the fuck are you talking about, bro?
It's like, oh, I am better because some German produced a great piece of music 300 years ago. I don't think anyone thinks that way. Like, if you say that these things are equal, these cultures have produced an equal product and effect over the course of 300 years, I know you're lying, and even you know you're lying.
Oh my God, y'all. What? These people are idiots, bro. These people are idiots, bro. It's so crazy that they be thinking they cooking too. They think they cooking, bro. Like, what are y'all really what are you talking about? You know what I'm saying? Like, look at the shit they be saying and the shit they be believing. And why they are there living amongst each other. Because of what? Like, man, if you don't knock it off, you niggas are weirdos. Y'all start a weirdo community to go live amongst each other and do weirdo shit. That's literally what y'all finna do. Y'all not finna go there and create this perfect land, this perfect place. Y'all finna create a weird ass place, bro. It's gonna be, y'all gonna breed other weirdos. That's all that's gonna happen.
Most sensible people wouldn't say, that like Nicki Minaj and Beethoven are comparable, right? I'd say like take like your kind of middle of the road conservative American. I think that they probably think that they're like, obviously Beethoven is better than Nicki Minaj. Obviously there's Bach is better than Tupac.
Do you think that's true when they're playing like Nicki Minaj and rap music at Republican rallies? When's the last time they've played Beethoven at a Republican rally?
The question is, why not emphasize that Americanness? Why emphasize the skin tonedness? I think the average person wouldn't say we did this, because at this point it's like they've been in America, maybe like their grandfather came from Italy, their grandmother came from France, their other grandfather came from Spain, their other grandmother came from Portugal, and they're white, but like in their skin color. And beyond the skin color, there's not much there to link them to a civilization, to a white culture, to white achievement. It's just that they happen to be born like this.
Well, so you moved there because they're playing Nicki Minaj at the rallies. and you want to hear Beethoven. Like, these niggas is dumb, bro. I swear to God.
The question is, what is under attack? We are able to observe attacks on our people. We are justified in feeling a little bit of like by proxy attack. When they tear down the 5th, the 4th, the 18th statue of one of our ancestors, they're actually symbolically attacking us as a people. We feel attacked. Our women feel attacked.
All right, y'all. It's a dead giveaway that he's gay. Look at this pocket right here. Look at this pocket. See how that one's wrinkled? That's how gay people wear it. Nah, I mess with y'all.
Our children feel attacked. And it takes us men to actually say it out loud. If I go to Memphis, Tennessee, and walk around in Orange Mound, yeah, like I will be attacked. And for no other purpose than I'm the wrong person that wasn't supposed to be there.
Now, if you're enjoying this video, please subscribe. Our mission at Roka News is to capture the world without bias or fear. That's what we're trying to do with this video and everything else we make. Also, if you're enjoying this video, consider becoming a Roka member. You can scan the QR code on the screen, and this will take you to become one. Right now, it's our Black Friday sale, 50% off. Every single morning, members get one email to their inbox with original reporting from our team.
Shout out Roka News. I like this channel. I just discovered this channel like a week ago, but I fuck with their videos. Yeah, I fuck with their videos. They be having some interesting videos.
Or a story that breaks down one of the biggest topics in the news. So thank you for watching, and back to the video. What united all these people with Eric, the undisputed leader, is a sense that white people have been tricked into hating themselves.
Millions of young Americans, if they could choose, would eliminate their own race. They would intentionally not have white children so that their race, their skin color, they think, will not be perpetuated. If that's the ideology that you've accepted, that being white is bad itself, being who you are, what you were born as is bad, then what's your self-concept going to be?
Eric is a classically trained musician who performed with Shen Yun, the Chinese dance troupe you've seen advertised in your city. He says classical music helped push him toward...
Hold on. So he performed with the Chinese people, but he don't want no Chinese people around him? He don't want no Chinese people living there? Oh, check this fake-ass nigga out. This nigga fake as a motherfucker, man.
White nationalism.
What was your path from being a musical performer with the Chinese ballet troupe to being here running a whites-only community?
So obviously I didn't have the exact same beliefs back then. Also, I still...
Oh, he's a fraud. This nigga is a scammer, y'all. Y'all see this shit? When he gets called out for being a part of the Chinese group, now, I didn't have the same beliefs back then. Oh, you's a fraud, nigga.
To make it in the classical music world, so from that perspective, a job's a job. It was mostly conversations online, becoming more familiar with crime statistics, racial IQ differences.
He's a fraud, y'all.
Scammer.
Scammer alert.
Human differences persuaded me that this isn't something that can just be overridden by a little bit of liberalism and equality and government programs.
Scammer
we will
alert.
always have these long-lasting, deep differences between different peoples. Instead of structuring society as if that was not the case, we should probably structure society and make choices based on that reality.
How would you like to see our society structured differently from the way it currently is as a whole?
I think it can actually be more pluralistic and more successful. I think more power should be given to local communities, whether they be homogeneous like ours, or whether they're more integrated racially, culturally, etc.
What is it about white culture, about white heritage, that makes you proud of being white?
I do think our musical traditions are exceptional. That by...
What? Oh, come on. What the fuck? This nigga. Bro, they gonna be so mad when they fucking snap out of it and realize who they're following. This is who y'all following, this fraud right here? This is where he got y'all moving because of the music? It feels like he wanted to be in a higher position amongst that Chinese group and they didn't fuck with him. So now he got a hatred and he really wants to create this community that will purchase and stream his music. That's all he's doing. I discovered it. I cracked the case. He's trying to build a community of people who will listen to his music. That's all he cares about.
Itself doesn't mean that we're the superior civilization, but I think we should take pride in what we have done well. But it's not about just how smart are you, it's also how willing you are to challenge established beliefs.
You're talking about a willingness to ask questions and this. A lot of people say this is a byproduct of European culture. Other people would say it's a racial genetic difference. What do you think?
I would say there's a feedback cycle between the culture of a people and who they are genetically. During the medieval period, criminals were executed at really, really high rates. And so those problematic genes that were more prone to violence and theft and things like that, they were kind of weeded out of our population. And that did.
Hold on. One thing that has just struck me right now was like, okay, I'm seeing this community, right? But I'm only seeing like 3 or 4 like trailers and then like one house and then like a house that's about to be built. How many people actually stay here? That's the one question I need answered. How many people are actually following this scammer right here and actually packed up all their shit, packed up their family, and went to go move? Because the 2 women that talked in the beginning, one was his wife and one was his ex-wife, and then he had a homie. I don't think this is like 100 people, 500 people, 1,000 people living here. I think it's probably about 15 people, max. I don't know. What y'all think? What does it look like to y'all? Because I don't see a lot of homes. I don't see a lot of shit going on.
Didn't happen equally around the globe. Also, what is celebrated? If you celebrate individuality and individual accomplishment, then in the sexual marketplace, different things will be valued and sought after.
Speaking of the sexual marketplace, in a past life, Eric made porn.
Oh my God. Dog. This nigga's all over the place, bro.
Something he attributed to a nihilist phase.
Those videos were out there. It's regrettable that I ever engaged in that behavior. I wasn't a Christian at the time. Actually, I was a self-described moral nihilist. Most people rely on their common sense. You know, I've always kind of relied on my beliefs. And at the time, I believed in moral nihilism. That's the hazard. If you are like too intellectual, you abstract things. I converted to Christianity, left that behind me. And it was more than 10 years ago now. So it is what it is.
So he's all over the place, y'all. He's all over the place, bro. He's a failed porn star. He's a failed musician. And then he figured it out. If I go on this Reddit, if I go on this internet, Facebook probably, and I make these videos saying it's time for a white America where it's only us. It's always some goofies who will listen and follow. It's always, man, if you put your line strong enough, you can always herd some people. Not saying you're going to herd a large abundance of people, but you can always herd, 2s and fews. And that's what he content with that. Cool. I got these people. Then he's going to find a way to get money out of them. How can I get money out of them? What can I tell them? Oh, our land needs this. It's time we start taking, we start donating like church do with tithes. I don't fuck with that whole church tithe shit where they be like, oh, you got to give us 10% of what you earn this month to church. And the money goes to the pastor and he buys a Lexus and a helicopter while people got to pull up on a bus and walk to church. Like, I don't fuck with it. That's what he's doing. He's a janky pastor.
Eric now identifies as Christian, but a kind of nihilism remains. He believes America's culture and economy are collapsing, that there's a conspiracy to make whites hate themselves, and that politics won't fix it.
What do you think about Nick Fuentes? Do you think he's the highest profile figure who kind of aligns with your views, or where does he fit into the way you see things?
You look at me like I have 3 heads. All I'm saying is minorities are really obnoxious.
I align with a lot of his perspectives. Ideologically, I would say we're mostly aligned.
So apparently I am now dead to Nick Fuentes. This is because I privately DM'd him asking for clarification on his stance on birthright citizenship.
If you have citizenship, if you were born in this country, this is your birthright.
I wanted clarification from Nick before I defended him publicly.
Eric Arval is DMing me saying, are you against birthright citizenship in DMs? Really? You. You're dead to me.
All right. So basically, I also see now where these people could be coming from. These are probably Nick Fuentes fan base niggas. The niggas who don't fuck with him are the rejects of his fan base. That's probably how they built a rapport together. They probably was in his chat. Like the greatest chat, the Ace Pit. And they built a community together and came together like, hey, we should all live together since we all got the same beliefs. I see what's going on. You was an internet reject, nigga.
Very pessimistic that they could ever achieve meaningful change from the top down. And with people like Nick Fuentes leading the Republican Party in the future, you're not going to have a lot of non-white people in the Republican Party being very enthusiastic about it, because it'll be seen as the party of white people, because Nick Fuentes identifies as pro-white. He says the country should be normatively white. Would I personally prefer that? Yeah, because it's what the country was when my ancestors came here. It's what, you know, my bloodline thought it was signing up for. We have, in the meantime, invited a lot of people in. It is baked into the cake. We're going to have a multicultural society. So the best that we can do is have a government that respects the rights of all these different groups to go their own way and have their own peaceful communities.
Eric's answer is to create a separate world and let the rest go its own way. To avoid anti-discrimination lawsuits, the community is structured as a private club where members apply and get a plot of land if accepted.
A private club, aka a cult. That's what the fuck this is. A private club. This is a cult, my nigga. You got these motherfuckers brainwashed. Y'all niggas on some mumbo jumbo. This shit ain't gonna last long, man. I can tell y'all now, this shit ain't gonna last long, man. This shit ain't built on shit.
Return to the Land is our private membership association, and that exists for people of European heritage who want to preserve that heritage through intentional communities. We chose to do an LLC, and then all of the residents here, they buy shares in that company. So we all collectively own the land together through that company. Getting into the PMA.
Buy shares. I told you I got something to do with money. Pay attention, this nigga, he's a scammer.
That is Return to the Land itself is relatively straightforward and easy. You fill out the application, you do an interview, and then you sign an agreement, and you're in, and then you're in our chats online. You can organize with people.
Told you, it's the chat that came from Nick Fuentes, the rejects. They just started a community, and he's found a way to charge them and get money out their ass. Man, come on, y'all can see, a blind man can see this play, y'all. Come on, this is some bullshit.
You wanted to buy into this community, you would have to come down here, spend a couple days with us, get to know us, and then the members collectively would kind of make that call. Do we want this person in the community or not? And I think the acceptance rate is something like 50%.
Eric is explicitly not a segregationist, and he doesn't call for removing minorities from America.
So I don't think that segregation should be forced, and I don't think that integration should be forced.
Which is to say the way it was in the South, say 60 years ago.
That was government-enforced segregation in many cases, and I don't think we should, that's not the role of the government, in my opinion.
Rather, he's just given up on integration and says societies are better off living in their own bubbles.
I actually believe in the literal sense of multiculturalism. Different cultural groups can coexist in one political framework, and there are many historical examples of that. Assimilate into what as well? What is the overarching American culture that people are supposed to join? We don't have a national language or religion. We have always been multicultural. I think it's in keeping with our tradition of being tolerant and free as a society that we can embrace different communities going.
This nigga think he cooking, y'all. Like, y'all hear how dumb this nigga sounds, bro? We don't have our own language. Like, how do you hate people that much, bro? How can you have that much hatred? Okay, I get it. You can hate a person. I get that. I get it. You can hate a couple people. But to hate all races, hate everything about the world that isn't white is the craziest shit. Like, how the fuck? What happened? Who hurt you that much? Like, if it ain't white, it ain't right. Like, what? All right, well, in that case, don't use nothing that minorities made, created, discovered. Nothing, nigga. Let's see you live off of that. You know what I mean? Like, let's see then if you hate niggas that much.
In their own way.
While critics say Return to the Land is anti-black, its founders are far more focused on Jews. Eric and his co-founders' X accounts are filled with posts alleging that Jews control the U.S. and are responsible for the anti-white agenda.
I've never heard a Jewish person look back on their history and say, we shouldn't have done this in Weimar Germany, or we shouldn't have pushed for this in the United States, or we maybe were trying to interfere too much in the affairs of other people. I'm not saying they're guilty for all things, or they're the source of all evils in the world, but there does tend to be a very one-sided perspective where they expect us to always have guilt and always to think badly of our own history, but they cannot for a moment entertain that the Jewish community has been hostile or detrimental to our society.
We draw very different lessons from what happened in Europe in the 40s. Where I draw from it that the lesson is the Holocaust and the killing of millions of Jews. And had this stuff not happened, had we not had, the US and England do what they did, all the Jews in Europe would have been eliminated, and many Slavs would have been made subservient to the Aryans, and other groups would be gone, homosexuals, disabled people. Whereas you draw a very different lesson.
I think a lot of guilt has been put on the Germans in the middle of the century. I think a lot of the kind of fantastical fears of what the Nazis would have done if we didn't.
Shut your fucking mouth. Shut your fucking mouth, man. You are a fucking poser, bro. I'm not listening to no nigga who just started feeling this way about his race and his culture 2 years ago. You was just with the Asians. You was just hanging out with the Chinese people, fool. You was just a part of the Chinese people group. Now, all of a sudden, you hate everybody because they're not great. They're not like the white people. They didn't start nothing. They didn't create nothing. You hate their music. You hate how they look. You hate how they talk. Nigga, you was just with them. You're a poser, bro. You're a poser. And people was really following this nigga. That shit is crazy. That just show you how many goofies is in the world, bro.
Intervene are unfounded. The Jewish community, they don't want me or anyone else alleging crimes on their part, but they're perfectly comfortable alleging every ill motive in the book onto the Nazis. I think a lot of it is motivated by wartime propaganda because the victors write the histories. I have no intention of ever attacking a Jewish group. On the other hand, Jewish groups have condemned us. Jewish journalists have written hit pieces on us. We're minding our own business. I've done nothing to these people. So if they are afraid of me being anti-Semitic, how about stop attacking me?
You're a fraud.
And maybe I won't be so anti-Semitic.
On the one hand, Return to the Land is minding its own business in a remote community deep in the Ozarks. Yet on the other, Eric is a major online figure
He's
who
a
leads
fraud,
a movement
bro.
that blames Jews for what he says is the plight of the white race in the U.S. today. His language is reminiscent of the stab in the back theory, which blamed the Jews for Germany's loss of World War I and led to the Nazis' rise. Regardless, though, Eric's
I'm not
focus
believing
is
this
not on
nigga.
World War II or the 1930s. It's on the future, where he hopes to build a place in the Ozarks that preserves white culture for his children's generation.
You're envisioning, based on everything I've read on your website and everything, that this will be the first of numerous communities like this.
Right.
So what's your vision for Return to the Land
crazy.
5 years, 10 years, 20 years from now?
Well, we're not a political organization. We're not seeking political change. We are just trying to give white Americans the option of having their own communities if that's what they want. I think a lot of people do show with their demonstrated preferences where they choose to live, how they choose to associate, that they do actually value their identity. But you can get in trouble with your employer or sometimes in legal trouble if you say that explicitly and openly. So if we are doing something political there, it is trying to normalize white Americans embracing their own identity if that's what they choose, just like Black Americans do, Jewish Americans do, other groups do it.
On the one hand, these people were all minding their own business in the woods and weren't bothering anyone. While they hope to expand out west and elsewhere, they're more focused on building their utopia than reshaping America. But on the
All right, man. All right. Here's my take on this one, man. The nigga, the leader, is a fraud. I'm not rolling. Once they exposed that you was just with the Chinese people in their music group, performing with them and traveling with them, it's over. It's nothing else to talk about. Your hate is not legit, my nigga. You're a poser. You're a user. That's all that shows me. You're a reject. And people wasn't fucking with you. You're failed in music. You're failed in porn. So you started a 3D Discord server. You just got all the people who had hate. And you said, hey, let's take everybody over here. Come live over here with me, guys, so we can talk about this every day with each other. Bring your trailers. Bring all your trailers. Because that's all it is over here is trailers and a bunch of fucking wood with one house being built. Only one house. I would like you to line these people up, all the adults, and put how are they earning money, each one. where do they, if they're working, where do they go work at? Because there's no jobs on this land right here. So where are they going to work at, and who do they work for? A white man, an Asian, a black? Who do they work for? So you're still profiting off the backs of minorities. I guarantee some of them are still profiting off minorities. There's some type of way in working. This shit is cap, man. I'm not fucking with it. Let me know what y'all think in the comment section, man. I'm gonna give y'all 2 seconds to smash a like. And as always, get ready for the next reaction. And I meant IRL, not 3D. Y'all know what I meant, man. All right, y'all. All right, y'all. Well, look, check it out. I got to be gone by 10 o'clock. And unless I got a short one I could watch, I'm going to just get off because I ain't going to have no time to finish it. And I don't want to start on one and have to cut it off. Yeah, I don't got nothing short, y'all. So that's it. I'm gonna just knock those out. I'll probably jump back on later tonight. I might jump on later tonight, man. I might jump back on, man. I be having fun doing these shits, man. Y'all enjoy them. Show me love that y'all fuck with them by smashing the like button, by leaving comments, by running these motherfuckers up, hyping them up. You know, keep me motivated to do these things because I'm gonna do them, man. Shout out to the Kicksiders. This was inspired by the Kicksiders. Shout out to everybody who follow me on Kick, who come from over there. You know what I mean? Shout out to the Ace Pit, of course. You know what I mean? Big Bad Ace Pit. And shout out to all the new subscribers, man, because I have gained a lot of new subscribers, a lot of new people who just met me through the reactions and don't know about me on the podcast side and all that type stuff. So shout out to all the newbies, man, who done joined into this crazy world we have created. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all. I'll jump back on later. And as always, man, go to the description of each video, each live. If you want to figure out how to submit videos, you could go through our Discord. Or when I do a post tab, go to where it says post on the main homepage. And underneath one of my tabs, post when I say, give me some videos, just drop the link. You could copy and paste the link right there. And I always save them. I add them. And then I have about 125 videos, law and crime videos that you guys have submitted. That I did a whole cleanup yesterday. I got them in order. It's 125 videos that you guys have submitted. A lot of them we run through, but as you know, when we go live, I can only run through like 7 or because I usually wind down at 5 hours. I did an 8-hour stream, but I usually wind down about 4 or 5 hours. But keep them coming, man, and I'm gonna keep reacting and knocking them out as we go. And we're gonna continue to build, continue to grow this shit. And shout out to all y'all, man. I definitely appreciate y'all. I'm going to get up out of here. See y'all motherfuckers next time. If I don't get back on here tonight or this weekend, y'all have a great weekend. But if I do get back on here tonight, man, I'll definitely put a heads up and let y'all know ahead of time, like an hour ahead of time, I'm going to be joining. And shit, you know, get your drink, get your popcorn, man. Come enjoy this shit. And we're going to react together, go crazy in the comment section, all that good shit, man. I love y'all. I'm gone.